Christmas to all, and to all, have a good night. Rainbow Rocks is here for the holidays. Yay! What I love about this time of year is being in close quarters with my family, being cozy inside with a blankie, my kitty, and hot coffee while it's cold and snowing outside, and all the amazing food. My family's a bunch of master chefs, even my 9-year-old brother. I'm the only one who didn't take to that, but I get to reap the benefits, so holla. When I think of the holidays, I think of the usual green, red, gold, silver, so I'm bringing that alive today since I gravitate toward the bright colors at all times of the year anyways. So pull out your bright shadows and glitters, and let's get rolling. Also, the lighting got funky and grainy, so if you want to send me hate mail over that, I get it, I understand. But hey, hee hee, ho ho, don't forget to subscribe. Since we're working with glitters and pigments today, both of which are loose and can fall all over the place, I'm going to do my eyes first. So I'm going to prime with the Lorac eye primer, and I just take a little bit, a dab will do, you guys, and use the warmth of my finger to melt that into my lids. Then I'll take the concealer I'm going to use on the rest of my face later on. This is the Maybelline FitMe in Fair, which is my fave concealer ever. And I'm going to use the applicator to put that under my brows and just pat that in up there, blending it down to the crease just slightly. This adds coverage because I get discolored under my brow, but it also will add an opaque layer underneath the shadows so that they go on brighter. The order of all this is just about to get super weird, so bear with me. I'm going to take NYX Jumbo pencil in Milk, which is just a white pencil, but use any white cream product you want. I just like a pencil because it makes for optimum precision, and I start to map out the cut crease. If you've got round sunken lids like a lucky person, draw right where your natural crease is, but if you've got hooded lids like me, draw into your socket/orbital bone. I like to start by rounding it out, just so we can get that shape perfect and even on both sides, and then I take it up in kind of a wing formation. The cool thing is that with straight lines, it's really incredibly easy to fix mistakes, so never fear, ladies. So anyways, fill your lid completely underneath the little road map we've made, and move the product together with your finger if it looks a little patchy. Once you have something that looks like this, take a flat and dense brush of your choosing. I'm actually using this teeny accent brush from Real Techniques because it will be useful in making sure our color goes on precisely. I'm going to start with Freak from the Urban Decay Electric Palette, which is just a bright shimmery green. Use a matte if you have it though, because mattes are better. I'm just going to pack it onto that white. It's going to be super vibrant. There's not much I can recommend with this other than to just pack it until the white is completely filled. You don't have to be light-handed or anything, it's really not that difficult. Next, if the order we were doing things isn't wonky enough, I'm going to do my winged liner. I'm going to use my trusty Inglot number 77 gel liner and my tiny BH Cosmetics angled brush and start by drawing the line of my wing, connecting it inward and then tight lining and filling that line. This is all a very delicate and involved process. I have a lot of tips up my sleeve, and sure enough, there will be a video soon made on it. Yeah, okay, I promise. And once the liner is all done, we're going to cut that crease. This is fun. This is just fun. Take a perfect red lip liner. This one is from Avon. It's just your typical bright candy red. And trace across that line where the green was. Pretty self-explanatory. Not terribly difficult. Just be sure to take it slow so that you don't taint the green below. Next to each other, green and red embody the holidays, but mixed together they are vomit on the color wheel. It's science. Then go quickly with the next step. Take the tiniest brush you have. It really doesn't matter what it is. It just has to be tiny. This one is a no-name from Ulta. And lightly buff the liner upwards. I say to do this quickly because you don't want the liner to dry and sink into your skin too much and then not be blendable, you know what I mean? Once you have smudged the liner, the worst is over. Take any red shadow or pigment that's identical or very similar in color. I'm using Red Brick pigment from MAC. And just start to buff at the red with very little product. In the industry, we like to call this VLP. Guys, VLP is your friend. I don't care how seasoned of a makeup artist you are. When you want a precision, you take a tiny amount of product onto your tiny blending brush and you just work lightly, slowly, and carefully. I like to start where the bulk of the color is going to sit, which is right in that little dip before it turns into a wing. Blend that shit side to side until it seems like you blended it all away, and only then is it okay to add more shadow. Like I said, when you add more, do it in that little dip and blend side to side. We have two goals here. You want the red to diffuse up nicely for obvious reasons, and you want the lip liner to be completely diffused as well so there isn't a sharp, unattractive line. Feel free to pack the shadow onto the lip liner and blend upwards that way. The colors will stay vibrant and be super easy to blend that way. As long as you keep that product controlled, you're in business. As you can tell, I got too heavy-handed with this step and my cut crease went up way too far. Don't be like me. I'm not freaking out about it because we're just here to have fun. I literally just want to keep this fun and relaxed rather than get stressed out because it's just makeup. Then we will take a little bit of the green from before on our same accent brush and just place some between the red and the liner so there's just some color in there. And using a tiny bit is just going to diffuse it for us. Trust me on this one. Don't take it past the lines below and above though, or that might look odd. Or do. I don't really care. And I'm also going to carve out that cut crease again just to like smooth out any place where the like red blended downwards. Next, I'm going to apply mascara to the upper lashes and apply my lashes. These are the Eyelure 145s. I just love how spiky and dramatic these are. I think they complement cut creases so well just with all the geometric action we have going on already. And I'm going to apply these underneath my natural lashes using Duo Dark Tone Lash Glue and my own two hands. I learned how to do this and I will never ever go back. And rest assured, a tutorial on this is coming soonsies as well. Next, I'm going to conceal and set my under eyes as usual, and we're going to get that glitter going. If you do this my way, you can pretty safely avoid getting glitter everywhere. I like to take this little round sponge tip applicator from BH Cosmetics and dip it into the glitter glue. This is the Lit Cosmetics one. Don't take too much, you don't need a lot with this glue. Then dip it into the glitter you're using. Choose any gold or silver or both that you want. I'm using Hello Sunshine from Lit Cosmetics, which is just a nice like silver / titanium type deal with some pinkish goldish flecks for a little bit of champagne reflection. I really like this glitter because it's small cut, so you can really fill up an entire area with it like we are about to do, rather than it going on like super sparsely, but that's okay too if you're into that. It is totally cool if the glitter comes out a little further than like your immediate lash line area. That just gives the illusion that the glitter has diffused and it looks hella nice. Keep the top of that inner corner thinner than the under eye and really just go to town making the whole area opaque with glitter. I'm filling the inner corner and a little bit further in as well because some glitter like makes for a nice inner corner highlight, and I'm putting some on top of the inner corner too, so go ahead and note that. Then use whatever black pencil you like and fill up the waterline. I just thought it was necessary with this look, probably because I took the cut crease up too high, and then apply bottom mascara, y'all. Now pat yourself on the back because the eyes are all done and the rest is smooth sailing. Do your foundation. I'll link my foundation routine below. You obviously already concealed your under eyes too. And then I'll do my brows nice and black and angry as per usual. I have an old brow routine you can watch, but I pretty much changed the entire way I do my brows completely, and I plan to make an updated version soon enough. Before we move forward, I'm going to take any very light champagne eyeshadow, this is Magic Mushroom from Too Faced, on any accent brush and highlight the brow bone. When I'm highlighting it with an eyeshadow that isn't white, I have to use caution and use VLP, because it can be risky since white is the only thing whiter than my skin. But just take a little bit and use the usual side-to-side motions to blend it underneath that arch. And then I'm going to contour, making sure to really smoke out that contour because nothing feels more time of the season to me than having a beautifully bronzed face. For blush, I'm going to take my favorite peach in the universe, which is Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso, and apply that with a Bare Minerals Kabuki to the apples of my cheeks. And then I'll highlight using a Wet n Wild bronzer and Reserve Your Cabana. It's not actually dark enough to be a bronzer, so don't worry. If you watch my contour and highlight tutorial, you'd know that. I'll link it below as well if you are interested. And lastly, the lips. So the dark and vampy lip is like the hallmark for this time of year, but I don't like to do it because generally whatever you're getting dolled up for has food and drink, probably a lot of it, and you're just going to end up eating all that lip product and looking chola for days. So instead, I like to keep it cool and collected and light so it isn't as obvious when you're ingesting your lip product. So for that, I want to take a nice warm nude, and the perfect thing for me is this NYX Simply Nude Lip Crayon in Honey. It literally just embodies honey. It's just effing honey. It's beautiful, so warm and yummy. I'm just going to apply this straight to my bare lips. It's a good product because it's easy to reapply as the day progresses, and it's just so beautiful. Fa la 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 la. Go ahead and set all of this. I love my Urban Decay Chill, and you're all done. How jolly. I hope you enjoy the holidays and learn something bright and cheery. If you recreate this look, hashtag Rainbow Rocks on any social network, and follow me on all those, by the way. And make sure you subscribe and thumbs up. That's the most wonderful gift of all, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.